Hi everyone, this is Felix, therapist, admin of the forum. Just wanted to answer a question, comment really, from a member. Very good comment from Jacinta. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm talking about how we have to live off takeaways at the moment because of major renovations in my house. We can't really cook. And Jacinta made a comment which says, I go out my way to minimize the anguish my son experiences with food, hoping this helps him have a reasonably healthy relationship with his restricted food. However, I sometimes find myself wondering if I'm going to such lengths to buffer his experience, make him less likely to ever want to change. In other words, am I enabling, my son by only giving safe foods? So this is not a clear-cut answer. A lot of people say, do I do this or do I do that? And it's not a case of one or the other. It's like everything, it's a balance between being firm and also being accommodating and understanding. So it's always walking that sort of fine line, isn't it? It's a bit like if you know how to drive a car and there's the biting point and you're on a hill, on the biting point, if you underdo it, you'll roll backwards. If you overdo it, you'll start accelerating forward. You've got to find that little biting point. And so I say, okay, with a child, you're doing two separate things, simultaneous things. On one hand, you are providing safety. You're saying, listen, I'm not going to make you eat foods. Absolutely, don't believe in pressure. At the same time, you're not really giving up. You're not saying, well, McDonald's forever it is. You're saying, okay, you're bring their awareness to some similar possibilities. Have you tried these fries before? Have you tried this? Have you tried a little bit of relish in the burger? Try a little bit of this. And the instinctive things say no. It's just that knee-jerk reflex. And I wouldn't be put off by that because it is just the reflex. You've got to keep patient or they'll start feeling, got at, and then they'll clamp down more. But, many times with my children, there's been, oh, what about this? No. And you think, okay. But then you start explaining it another way. Well, look, if you put it here and you do, it's actually quite delicious. You try, it's a bit like the other thing you eat. Go on, have another try. Have a little thing. And you're waiting for them to see doubt in their mind about their fear. Like, well, that doesn't seem too, unreasonable. It's true, I do eat something that way. A parent on the forum said this brilliantly. I don't know if it's this forum or another. I think it's another forum I'm a member of, not my forum. And she said, I was listening to your stuff on perception around food and accidentally cut the pizza into squares for my daughter and she wouldn't eat it. And then I told her, well, the squares are really a bit like the waffles you eat in another way. And she just sort of calmed it down, just emphasized this is really safe. It's just another way and you'll be fine. It'll be okay without the pressure. You've got a daughter thinking away from that initial reaction of, no, it's got to be the same too. Oh, wait a minute, I do eat square waffles, and so square pizza in the same size shouldn't be a problem. You're getting that little bit of leverage, where you see a little bit of doubt in the child, and then you're just pushing gently a bit forward. If you find that the child is thinking, maybe you can see the whites in their eyes, and they go, oh, no. You think, okay, I need to back off here because they're too far gone in this. So it's, I often say in my comments that it's a dance, that, you sort of push a little bit, wait, see what they do, back off or move forward, or back off, move forward a little bit. So it's all these sort of dynamics that are important and they're overlooked because, even when I've only trained a few therapists because a lot of therapists annoy me. In the hypnotherapy world, there is a lot of, what's the amazing induction? How am I going to bang someone into hypnosis and compel them to eat food or, stop them smoke, whatever the case is? And for me, that lacks a lot of sophistication because you're thinking, like the approach I do, there's a lot of things working together. There's not, what does Felix do? Does he, does he challenge this? Does he food chain? Does he tap? Or does he do this? Or does he do MDR? And it's like, I don't really do one thing. I'm doing a lot of things working together because I've got like it's chess. You've got this opponent and you realize this is where a person's at. So this is what they need on multiple levels. They need reassurance, they need to feel safe. lower the resistance by making a joke, doing a magic trick, catching attention. There's a lot of things going on there. It's not one thing, it's a lot of indirect things all working together. So waiting for, do I do this or do I not do that, is too black or white, it's too simplistic for me. It's got to be a thing of take a moment, get a sense of where your child's at, and check in a little bit. It's very feedback driven, pull back or move forward a little bit more. You know, that's the kind of approach I always emphasize. So, hi Sarah, I've got like 8 things that you're watching. Sarah's watching, Sarah Penzl, so just threw me a little bit. So, and you're still watching, thank you. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm afraid, you know, often with a child, there's no clear-cut answer. People say, my son just turned 8 yesterday, can they see you now? So like, well, suddenly they can comprehend what I'm saying, and the day before they couldn't. You know, there isn't a sort of clear-cut, linear demarcation with things. It really is, well, where's your child at? You know, because sometimes a couple of times you have a 6-year-old or 7-year-old who can understand, a 10, 11, 12 who won't. So it's all about the context and the person in front of you. So hopefully that answers that question. If you have any more, that's a good question. That's definitely one that needs to be in the files. Am I enabling my child? And the short answer is it's a balance. It's a fine line between make them feel safe, but also just pushing a little bit while respecting where they're at. Okay, I'll catch up with everyone soon.